Good morning, guys. I am coming at you on July 4th because I took the holiday weekend off and now I'm just relaxing, listening to the sound of rain with you. I thought it'd be a nice moment to just catch up. I looked at the comments to my last video and there was one that really moved me. Someone who, and I don't know if they took it down or YouTube took it down, but they were crying at like 2:30 in the morning, and I just really felt that, Um, and someone once told me that, uh, you know, I'm an artist even if people don't see it. And I love that idea that even if no one ever makes you feel appreciated enough, that you would still continue to do what makes you happy, do what you think is gonna add something to the world. And so I was feeling really down about the fact that, and I think that it makes sense to self-examine. I've been doing this for like 6 months now, and even if people don't immediately see this, I hope that it is gonna help the way that it's helped me. I've never been like a really loud sort of person at prophesying or like giving testimony or trying to witness with my faith. I try to be very tolerant and understanding of everybody's faith, and I know that it sometimes closes us off to one another when you impress your own beliefs on others. And so this has always been really personal to me, and I get really vulnerable, sharing some of this stuff. And so again, I guess it doesn't really matter if people are seeing it, but I did want to check in, I guess, around 6 months and really see, like, is this worth it? Is this something that I should just be doing by myself? Because I'm not the best at SEO. I'm not like a social media person, so I don't know. It's just what it is. But I'm gonna keep doing these for a little longer because I see that to some of you it does matter and that you do like it. So thank you, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. And I'm gonna just start off the month of July with July 1st. So I'm gonna get right into it. And let me keep track of my timestamps so I can like share with you guys more accurately. All right, so it's around 2 minutes and 40 in July 1st. And we start in Luke. There shall be a performance, Luke 1-5. Okay. There shall be a performance. My words shall be fulfilled in their season, their fixed appointed time. Luke 1:20, Greek version. And then there's a really nice poem. There shall be a performance of those things that loving heart hath waited to see. Those words shall be fulfilled to who she clings, because her God hath promised faithfully. Okay. And knowing him, she ne'er can doubt his word. He speaks and it is done, the mighty Lord. There shall be a performance of those things. O burdened heart, rest ever in his care. In quietness beneath his shadowing wings, await the answer to thy longing prayer. When thou hast, quote, cast thy care, quote, the heart then sings. There shall be a performance of those things. There shall be a performance of those things. O tired heart, believe and wait and pray. At eventide, the peaceful vesper sings, though cloud and rain and storm have filled the day. Faith pierces through the mist of doubt that bars the coming night sometimes and finds the stars. There shall be a performance of those things. O trusting heart, the Lord to thee shall hold. Let faith and hope arise and plume their wings and soar towards the sunrise clouds of gold. The portals of the rosy dawn swing wide, revealing joys the darkening night did hide. That's Bessie Porter. I don't know if you guys heard that. I just had to check really quick what was going on. Just chicken stuff. Matthew Henry says, we must depend upon the performance of the promise when all the ways leading up to it are shut up. For all the promises of God in him are yea, yes, and in him amen. So be it. Unto the glory of God by us. 2 Corinthians 1:20. All right. Now the next is July 2nd. When thou goest, thy way shall be opened up before thee step by step. Proverbs 4:12, the Free Translation. All right, I'm keeping that timestamp, 5:01. The Lord never builds a bridge of faith except under the feet of the faith-filled traveler. If he builds the bridge a rod ahead, it would not be a bridge of faith. That which is of sight is not of faith. There is a self-opening gate which is sometimes used in country roads. It stands fast and firm across the road as the traveler approaches it. If he stops before he gets to it, it will not open. But if he will drive right at it, his wagon wheels press the springs below the roadway, and the gate swings back to let him through. He must push right on at the closed gate, or it will continue to be closed. This illustrates the way to pass every barrier on the road of duty. Whether it is a river, a gate, or a mountain, all the child of Jesus has to do is go for it. If it is a river, it'll dry up when you're near enough to it and are still pushing on. If it is a mountain, it'll be lifted up and cast into the sea when you come squarely up without flinching to where you thought it was. Is there a great barrier across your path of duty just now? Just go for it in the name of the Lord, and it won't be there. Henry Clay Trumbull. We sit and weep in vain. The voice of the Almighty said, up and onward forevermore. Let us move on and step out boldly, though it be unto the night, and we can scarcely see the forest or the alpine pass, which discloses but a few rods of its length from any single point of view. Press on. If necessary, we will find even the pillar of cloud and fire to mark our journey through the wilderness. There are guides and wayside inns along the road. We will find food and clothes and friends at every stage of the journey. And as Rutherford so quaintly says, however matters go, the worst will be a tired traveler and a joyful and sweet welcome home. I'm going by the upper road, for that still holds the sun. I'm climbing through night's pastures where the starry rivers run. If you should think to seek me in my old dark abode, you'll find this writing on the door, he's on the upper road. There's so many things that seem to block your way, to cloud your days, and I just pray that you would keep working through them. July 3rd. Doth the plowman plow all day to sow? Isaiah 28:24. One day in early summer, I walked past a beautiful meadow. The grass was as soft and thick and fine as an immense green oriental rug. In one corner stood a fine old tree, a sanctuary for numberless wild birds. The crisp, sweet air was full of their happy songs. 2 cows lay in the shade, the very picture of content. Down by the roadside, the saucy dandelion mingled his gold with the royal purple of the wild violet. I leaned against the fence for a long time, feasting my hungry eyes and thinking in my soul that God never made a fairer spot than my lovely meadow. The next day I passed that way again, and lo, the hand of the despoiler had been there. A plowman in his great plow, now standing idle in the furrow, had in a day brought a terrible havoc. Instead of the green grass, there was turned up to view the ugly bare brown earth instead of the singing birds. There were only a few hens industriously scratching for worms. Gone were the dandelion and the pretty violet. I said in my grief, how could anyone spoil a thing so fair? Then my eyes were opened by some unseen hand, and I saw a vision of a field of ripe corn ready for the harvest. I could see the giant, heavily laden stalks in the autumn sun. I could almost hear the music of the wind as it would sweep across the golden tassels, and before I was aware, the brown earth took on a splendor it had not the day before. Oh, that we might always catch the vision of an abundant harvest when the great Master Plowman comes, as he often does, and furrows through our very souls, uprooting and turning under that which we thought most fair, and leaving for our tortured gaze only the bare and the unbeautiful. Why should I start at the plow of my Lord, that maketh the deep furrows in my soul? I know he is no idle husbandman. He purposeth a crop. The last 2 sentences were by Samuel Rutherford, and that allegory of us being like a field is selected. All right, so for the last one, July 4th, and happy July 4th. If you have skipped forward or if you've watched this far, either way, I'm really glad you are watching still. And yeah, it's wild that this country his birthday is still so young. If you think about like the time that humans have been on Earth, that the Earth has been alive, like it's just kind of crazy. So I hope that you take a moment today to reflect and think about timing. I think this passage really comes to mind when thinking about timeliness. Okay, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Hab 2:3. In the charming little booklet, Expectation Corner, Adam Sloman was led into the Lord's treasure houses, and among many other wonders there, revealed to him was the delayed blessing office, quote, where God kept certain things prayed for until the wise time came to send them. It takes a long time for some pensioners to learn that delays are not denials. There are secrets of love and wisdom in the delayed blessings department, which are little dreamt of. Men would pluck their mercies green when the Lord would have them ripe. Therefore will the Lord wait, that he may be gracious unto you. Isaiah 30:18. He is watching in the hard places and will not allow one trial too many. He will let the dross be consumed, and then he will come gloriously to your help. Do not grieve him by doubting his love. Nay, lift up your head and begin to praise him even now for the deliverance which is on its way to you, and you will be abundantly rewarded for the delay which has tried your faith. O thou of little faith, God hath not failed thee yet. When all looks dark and gloomy, thou dost so soon forget. Forget that he has led thee and gently cleared thy way. On clouds has poured his sunshine and turned thy night to day. And if he's helped thee hitherto, he will not fail thee now. How it must wound his loving heart to see thy anxious brow. O doubt not any longer, to him commit thy way, whom in the past thou trusted, and is, quote, just the same today, end quote. There are times when I have wanted to go for stuff in my life and to have certain things realized, and one thing that this woman I called my second mom in New York, Shirley, once said was, it's just not meant to happen now. When you get frustrated, it doesn't mean no. Maybe it's just not the right time. And when I was, that applied to mostly my career, a lot of stuff that I wanted, like in terms of life, like, you set these career goals and milestones. But even my personal life, there was something else she said that I thought was so wise, and it was maybe the person that you're meant to be with, it has been standing right there by you the whole time, and it just wasn't the right time, or you didn't see it fully. And it was so true. Years later, when I got married, I mentioned that back to her. I said, you know what? He was right there. We traced it back, like we were born both in Pennsylvania, 2 days apart. Like there were all these similarities that we were able to go back and trace, and became friends early on in life, but just never thought that it was going to happen until it was really the right time. And now we have this life together that I'm so proud of and that I'm so thankful for every day. And I'm so happy that it was when we were ready. Because who knows, we could have really scarred each other as teenagers, or as young adults, not really understanding how to treat one another, not having context. A lot of people who get married too early often cite that they just didn't know what else was out there or how to treat one another. And so it is interesting using that example in this sense. So anyway, enjoy the day, remember Lord's timing, please relax and take comfort in knowing that you're always loved. There's always a plan for you. It is for good. And we have a special place in heaven because we understand suffering and we appreciate all the good things so sweetly, because they're not easily won. All right. Have a good day. I will see you tomorrow.